done got it on my own, ain't nobody gave me shit. Always had this hustle ever since I was a kid. Man, I'm so blessed, look at all that shit I did. Ain't worried about no one else, gotta get it how you live. Gotta get it how you live. Get it how you live. Gotta get it how you live. Get it how. Ain't worried about no one else, gotta get it how you live. Gotta get it how you live.
I remember being dead broke, sleeping at my mama's house. Now I'm getting paid, stashing cash in my mama couch. Loyalty and getting paid, you know that's what I'm about. Try to go my own way, but God had a different route. Haters never understand, but I bet they see it now. Smoking on my own weed, snakes I had to weed them out. So many niggas putting in, so many niggas leaving out. We get it on our own, that's what we about.
I done got it on my own, ain't nobody gave me shit. Always had this hustle ever since I was a kid.
All right, we're about to go live. I appreciate everybody for joining us. What's going on? We're live. We're about to react to all the YouTube producers out there. Live. Let me turn this down. The song in the background is My Guy Mars, No Days Off 2. Let's switch cams to talk to y'all real quick. Shout out to everybody everywhere. We got a lot of folks in here on Facebook, YouTube. Shout out to Twitch. Hold on one sec. There we go. All right, we're live. We're going to be reacting to Nick Mira, Kyle Beats, Ed Talenti, Navie D, produced by Jack, Ocean, Chucky Beats, LLB. We're going to be reacting live. What's up, Patrick, on Facebook? We got Hoodstar, 365 TV Radio. What's up? Class E Beats is here. We got Bulk Bangers. What's up? All right, so we're going to react to our fellow producers live. So let's open up some tracks. What's up, Roderick? All right, let me switch screens so y'all can see. All right, if you want to come join us, we're in Discord. I asked the Discord, I said, hey guys, send me videos to react to. So just go to Discord, just go to busyworksbeats.com/Discord. What's up, Still Tripping is here. What's up? Give me a second to load up Discord real quick. All right, so I unlocked it. So if you go to Discord, busyworksbeats.com/Discord, the link's right in the YouTube chat. Send me videos and we'll go through them. Of course, somebody plugs their beats. If you plug your beats, I'm gonna ban you because that's not what this is for. People are so freaking stupid. I said, send me your... Oh, you know what? I'm in the wrong channel. Sitting here complaining about the wrong channel. Never mind. Forgive me. Just roasted 2 people for no reason and deleted their post. My fault. I was in the wrong channel. So send videos. I'm going to react to them live. All right, let's get this thing rocking. Let me turn this music down real quick. All right, so first up we got, I think Nick Mira is first. No, Kyle Beats is first. Shout out to everybody who's here. We're going to react to Kyle Beats' video called Amateur Rappers versus Pro Rapper. So Amateur Rappers versus Pro Rapper. Thammy on YouTube, what's up? Camlack. So this stream is a new style stream. It's just really just kickback, vibing together type stream. Camo Jello, welcome. All right, let me keep my other screen open so I can see Facebook chatters over there chatting away. Shout out to Jumong on Facebook. All right, let's get it rocking. Okay, Amateur Rappers versus Pro Rappers. First of all, did you guys see Kyle Beats' new video? I didn't see it. He has 10 free beats if you send him a text. That's interesting. All right, so let's see what Kyle Beats.
In this video, I'm going to be putting 4 amateur rappers up against 1 pro. To do this, I'm going to be finding 4 rappers somewhere in my comments saying, bro, give me a chance, dude, I would kill this. I'm going to DM them and give them a chance to record to one of my beats. What they don't know is I'm also sending that same beat to a pro rapper, someone who's been killing the game, doing...
I don't know this guy. That's a lot of people, first of all. That is a lot of people. Holy crap, is it people in the back? There's people like on the stands in the back. I'm assuming those are stands. I have no idea. It's a lot of people. I don't go to concerts. Who here goes to concerts? Because I don't go to concerts like actively, only when they came to my school. What's up, UB Beats? J Coke, Nick Mira, the best. Shout out to Nick Mira. Shout out to Kyle Beats. Ed Talenti. We got, who else is up on it? Produced by Jack, Navie D's on here. Ed Talenti, I already said that. And Chucky Beats.
Tours, doing shows, making a living off of music for years now, who has tens of millions of views. We're going to see how an amateur rapper compares to a real pro. First, let's introduce our pro.
Yo.
Traded my hobbies for a
I'm going to skip that because that's music.
I need to make a beat. Futures is probably gonna kill anything
Voltec?
I send to him, so
ProdbyJack?
pretty much have the freedom to make whatever.
All right, so he's a loop for somebody. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit just to skip the process. Just want to
kill
see what these rappers have.
Got a picture here. Graduating high school, so this kid is super young. Man's got.
You guys ever see that Lil Baby like clone? It's a white dude with like hair, but he sounds like Lil Baby. I think Kyle Beats work with him. Nav meet and greet next week. He's a meet and greet. Shout out to Navie D. J Duke Nuke Sesh Beats.
Istro Kid hyper follow. On this, please record a video of yourself performing it as well. If you get some back to me in the next couple days, that would be perfect. They're gonna really have to come with it if they want to compete.
Is that an email? I'm confused.
I'm
I'm skipping ahead because the video is a little long, so don't mind me skipping ahead.
Kyle
Beats. Kuma's here. What's up?
It looks like everyone got me something back. Futuristic got me the stems back. All right, first one up is my boy K Dre. He sent song. He sent the lyrics.
My guy sent the lyrics of the song. Holy crap, that's OD. First of all, when I'm rapping, I'm freestyling. So the fact of writing lyrics means I have to re-listen to everything I said and then rewrite it. So I don't write lyrics. It just messes me up. It's just way easier for me to just write in my brain and just record what I have to say instead of writing it down. It's hard to match up the syllables. I made a beat on one of your tutorial videos. Mind checking it out? We do that every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. We did that yesterday. But yeah, so I could tell the fact that the person wrote lyrics doesn't mean that they use the lyrics. It just means I know I don't read lyrics.
Versus one pro.
So that's
see how it goes.
Usually an amateur thing that they're writing that much.
Oh, this is crazy. Oh my God.
Yeah. So far gone, how does it feel when you get no watching to give it your best? So far gone, how does it feel?
My guy made a music video.
When you get nobody believing yourself. So far gone.
I'm gonna skip ahead because I'm music.
I just want to hear it more. I just want to hear the sentences really like. Let me just hear
it's
you
Fridays
say
at
the
9
words
p.m.
in this
Eastern
perfect
time.
way, but the flow and time and everything.
Just come join us in Discord. The link's
right
at the top.
It's good to know that it works. Like the beat works. I'm always
busy.
worried,
What's
like,
up?
is this
Hope you
beat
guys are good.
rappable?
What's
But
up?
that was fire.
Titchy
Something that they don't
Gilf
know. And Futuristic told me, he was like,
Facebook.
if this is dope enough, we can include one of these guys on the song and drop it. They don't even know what I'm doing with this. That was a good start. Let's
Let me skip ahead because this is like a long process.
have this.
I just want to see what the pro did. I've noticed a lot of amateurs, and I'm just saying amateurs because of the title. I'm not saying these guys are amateurs. A lot of amateurs copy the flow of somebody else like that. I've been better than one to the cannon. I'd have been tutter. Okay, you said, bye, I am done. If Curtis King spoke to me like that, well, that bully wouldn't mess with someone that will swing at him. Huh? What are you talking about? I am done. If Curtis King spoke to me like that. What are you talking about? I don't even know context. You gotta give me context. Classy Beats says, happy Saturday, y'all. Put $10 in the pot. Oh, you put something else? JRP. There's nothing else. It just says, did you get blocked or something? Your other post didn't post. That's why I'm not seeing your context there. You talking about me talking to the dude who wanted feedback on Fridays? This is not feedback stream. We did that yesterday for 2 hours.
When I found out about rapping, found out through scrapping, you gotta fight for yourself. Ain't no one fighting for you. Fight.
But again, I've noticed a lot of amateurs, they don't cut out their breaths. They're very like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It sounds like everybody else.
For the things that you want and the things that you got, or else things they get better for you. Learning how to rack.
And they write their lyrics. I've noticed a lot of amateurs do that. Let's see what else.
It's time to listen to.
All right, here's the pro.
See,
First of all, better mix.
Wait.
Notice his voice has more bass in it than the other guys.
Wait. Yo, I'm the best you've
No, we
seen.
just go live on Fridays.
I'm at the top and they not like me. Since I was 3, I've been in the league of my own. They put a spotlight on me.
He writes too, but I think it's only because he's doing a video.
I've been remotely promoting dopeness. The coach's coach approaches Oprah, opus, open vultures.
I mean, I don't know this rapper, so I'm not critiquing him because he does live shows. It's just, I can't write lyrics. It just messes up my flow.
I've been sober, I ain't taking shots.
Well, shout out to Kyle Beats. I can't really react to this video because there's a lot of music going on. So I'm not trying to mess with those guys' music. But shout out to Kyle Beats, amateur rappers versus pro rapper. Interesting concept. Now, Nick Mira would have put out a video that's 25 minutes long. Stop waiting for motivation to come to you. Create it yourself. My guy went Tony Robbins on us. So let's see what he has to say. I'll react to it live. And if you have videos you want me to react to, come join us on Discord. And you ask me, so once you're in Discord, go to the Hive and then post your video links here and I'll potentially react to it. To who asked the question about the, so J Duke Nuke, once we go live every Friday at 9 p.m., when you're in our Discord, go to the left side. I tell people how to do it every Friday, but on the left side, go to beat submissions and then go to song feedback. That's where we pull your tracks from when we go live. Mr. That's a lot to read. My bad, y'all typing real fast. Okay, let's react to Nick Mira. Let's see what he has to say. Nick Robbins. Tony Robbins and Nick Robbins. Just playing. All right, let's see. I might have to 2x speed. Let me do a quick vote because I know you guys are watching on YouTube from your phones. Are you okay with 2x speed or is that too fast? Because this is the first time me doing reactions live. I watch everything at 2x speed, but if you don't like 2x speed, then I won't put it on 2x speed. So I need you guys to vote on YouTube real quick. Ewan Solomon, what's up? We got AKW Beats, 1.5 speed is his preference. Okay. Okay, so if you want, so it's 50-50. We got 10 votes. I'll do 1.5. It's a 25-minute video. Let's do 1.5 speed. You guys don't like 2x speed. Okay, I'm taking notes. You do like 2x speed. Do you like 2x speed or do you not like 2x speed? The vote keeps going back and forth. Seymour is here. What's up? We got Johnny Lizard. Let me do my shout outs. Shia is here, or Shia. The Maror. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. Kevin is here. We got Sean Mays. We got Brian Gaines. Jante Michael. Don't like your Discord, so I followed you there, but you are cool. It's fine. Thank you for telling me live. I don't know what you did tell me here, but thank you. I'm sure you throw your song on Discord, some feedback. Cool. All right, so it's 50-50. You guys kind of don't like 2x speed. So I'm going to go ahead and let's do 1.5. What's up, Tank? Yeah, because if I watch this at normal speed, him walking around the house.
Yep.
I would have been. All right, this is Nick Mira's new video. Stop waiting for motivation to come to you. Create it yourself. 2x, it sounds like a chipmunk. Okay, so he's playing music. Let me skip ahead a little. So notice, I'll point out certain things. I'm not telling his process. I'm just going to point out certain things. Notice, to come up with melodies, he's using a classic instrument like a piano. So I've learned this from top songwriters. Before they write their melodies, AKW says 2x is too fast. I agree. For reviews purposes. When you're making melodies, start off with a grand piano sound or a guitar sound. The reason why, it's because it's a stringed instrument. And strings are how we discovered music outside of the voice. So use stringed instruments like a guitar or a piano. A piano has strings on the inside, if you didn't know. Okay. And when you write melodies with that, your brain, you can copy that MIDI and paste it into any synth sound. Okay. It's more natural when we're used to the piano and guitar because that's the sound we've heard the most in the Western culture. So that's why I would assume he's starting with piano.
All right, let's go.
Sounds like Purity or Nexus he's using. It sounds like Purity. What's up, G1 Gamer? LA Cool Kid is here. What's up? I'm gonna skip a little bit. I didn't know he was gonna be making beats, so I'm gonna skip through the beat process. I thought he was gonna be talking on this video. All right, a lot of beat making going on. Is the whole video beat making? Oh man, I thought it was talking. Okay, what plugin is this here? That looks different. Is that Serum? No. I don't know what plugin that is. This guy's using plugins I have never seen. I can't tell if that's Arturia's I don't even know what the heck he's using. But if the chat knows, put it in there. All right, I don't know why I thought he was gonna be talking during this video.
Trying to find some interesting ones. I'm probably gonna answer like 10. I gotta write down each question.
All right, here he goes. Here's the talking part.
They're all about producer stuff though. How do you feel about the current state of emo rap? So basically with emo rap, now it's in a rebuilding phase. So it's about all the new artists sort of catching up to where everything was and sort of refilling that gap. So that's where we're at right now. I still feel
Emo rap. Do you guys listen to emo rap? Emo rap? I didn't even know that was a genre. Thoughts, chat. Do you guys listen to emo rap? For me, you know, I mean, what I would consider emo rap would be like the Juice WRLDs of the world, the kind of like the new, like the hyper pop hybrid, kind of like the whole, anything on Overcast. If you don't know this channel, I think it's called Overcast. I spell it wrong every time. Here it is, Overcast. If you guys don't know anything from this channel, this would be what I consider like emo rap. Let me see if I can find a dope song on here, like this one. So the bass player on this track, we're gonna collab and do a sound pack together. His name is Joe. So I need you guys to listen to. Let me make sure this isn't claimed by like UMG or something. Okay. So the guy who did the guitar and the bass in the background, we're gonna be doing a pack together. We're partnering up. Shout out to Joe and Niz.
I'm not the same kid that I once was when you met me.
I'm not saying it's emo, but it's just topic. MGK is emo rap.
I can act like I never saw the text that you sent me. Or we could skip to the part when you're in my room undressing. Baby, just tell me what you wanna do, 'cause I'm better than
when I heard that, I was like, what the freak? Blew my mind. Shout out to Joe on that track. MGK is emo rap. Hyperpop, Lil Xan. I forgot about Lil Xan.
Like
Suicide Boys.
That can make fire music in that genre, but anybody trying to recreate what was already done, it's really not gonna hit the same. That's why all the new kids have to like reinvent
Juno,
and
he's
then flip it in a new, interesting way. V Pablo asks, advice for learning guitar keys, like how you did the piano guide and how to grow online. Well, those are two different.
Advice for guitar keys. You mean all keys?
Questions. Advice for learning guitar and the keys. Honestly, you got to find your favorite songs that have those instruments in it, and then learn how to play your favorite songs. Then transpose.
So that's his approach. I'm not gonna say he's wrong. It's his approach. Guitar is very difficult. The main thing about guitar is that you have to get your fingers right, and you have to have very stretchy fingers. It's not an easy instrument just because of the physical form of the guitar. Whereas piano, it's like typing on a keyboard. You're used to it already. Guitar, you have to do things that aren't really natural as a human. That's what takes the most time with guitar. I've practiced and practiced, but I found the guitar, the reason it's also difficult is because of the way the frets are built. So because the frets aren't even, like, so much, I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole, but basically it's separated by fourths until you get to the bottom string where it's like a third. They like, I don't know who made the guitar, but it goes fourth, 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 third. So it's not even across all the things. So it's harder to memorize guitar because you have to memorize shapes as opposed to quickly just doing chord codes, for example. Whereas a piano is chromatic, so it just goes note by note. So guitars are a little harder in that regard. That's why a lot of people talk about intervals with guitar, because they have to memorize guitar through shapes, and you have to do like gang signs to hit chords. So it's very difficult.
Is it like play your favorite song like a couple keys higher, play your favorite song a couple keys lower?
What I would recommend though for guitar is get you a capo. I don't have, mine's way in the back there. Get you a capo. That will allow you to play the same type of chord in different keys without needing to go all up and down the neck. So just get a capo and that will help you transpose a lot of your chords.
Play your favorite song in a different order than the notes are played. Like if your favorite song
every
like,
acid dealer gets busted eventually.
Try playing it the other way. Like
that's funny. I learned Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie.
As you learn to like flip the chords around on different songs, you learn like covering it. So like 5 hours a week, full-time job, but still grinding beats daily when they get home, uploading to YouTube. Basically, you got to ask yourself like, what do you want out of beats? Like, do you want to make money?
Good point. I'm only talking over his answers because that's his video. I don't want to take away from his video. So somebody was saying that they work basically all week and they have a little extra time for beats. What should they do? I guess is the question. Kevin O'Donnell's here. What's up? I think, what's up? What's going on? So I think when it comes to having a 9-to-5 or just a job that takes up a lot of time, you have to determine what is the output of each thing. This is going to get a little complex, so bear with me. Yeah, I used to be at Kevin's house recording, doing all types of stuff. He's the first person to show me what studio speakers sounded like. I think he has some PreSonus speakers or some like KRKs or something. And I heard him for the first time outside of like my built-in computer speakers. I was like, wow, this is what music sounds like. So I appreciate you, Kevin, for doing that, because ever since Cactus, wait, let me make sure I got your video on here too. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I didn't pull up. You know what? I pulled up videos that were in the tab. So that's why I didn't do this manually. I went off the YouTube analytics. They said my audience watches these videos. So I pulled them up. Do you have one video that we can react to? Your latest one, maybe? If you have a favorite video, we got J Cactus, one of the young goats. My fiance has your drum kit. She uses it so much on her tracks. Every time I go in there and she's producing, she got J Cactus kit. So you done infiltrated my home, J Cactus. Did you have a video? Did you have a video? If so, I'll just go to your channel regardless. But
selling beats online, do you want to make money by getting...
Oh, here's what I was getting to. So the question from the person is, hey, I have a 9 to 5 and I do music on the side, I guess, is the point. So here's the main thing. I'll be short about it. He said, thanks, man. People seem to like the 909 one. 8th one down, the 909 one. Crazy 909.
Yo, what's good, people?
Dope. We got J Cactus in the lineup making a crazy 909 drill beat from scratch, like Ghosty. I don't know if that means 909 drum kit or what, but we're going to get to it. Thank you, J Cactus. I appreciate you. So again, real quick, he says 9 to 5 working, Yamaha H5s. Oh, BX5s, M audio. I knew it was something like that. Much love to you, Kevin. Thank you. So again, if you guys have time commitments outside of music, you need to look at outputs. So the same way you plug in, instruments into your interface and you get a sound, you need to say, what am I plugging into my life and what am I getting out? So if you put $1 in the machine, do you get 10 back or do you get -1? That's how you need to measure your time. So if your time is going into music, you put $1 in and you get -3 back, then you need to have something that offsets that -3. Okay, so now I put in $1 and I get 3 back. That will offset the -3. So it's okay to have a hobby, but you need to make sure that you have something to balance out the offset. And this is what a lot of people don't do. They don't really have time management. Think of time management like money management. If I put $1 into my day, how many dollars do I get back? If I put time into my day, how much time do I not have to spend in the future? That's how you have to think about time. What about Kyle's VST? Are we just going to sweep under the rug? Not that it's a scam. I develop plugins and a lot of folks don't realize, Kyle Beats, I'm assuming, doesn't code. So we are under the mercy of the developer. And what happens is, I'll just say this real quick in defense of Kyle Beats, not to be his lawyer, but I've developed plugins. I've had a developer completely just disregard things that were errors, and it screwed a lot of people. And it was on my name, and I had to take all the heat because the developer just stopped helping me. It was my fault technically because I should have gotten multiple developers to handle the project. But when I tried to do that early on in the development, the developer was kind of resistant to it, kind of offended. I was like, hey, how would you like it if we got multiple developers in here just to kind of balance out the workflow? And he got offended. So, it's when you rely on one person and that one person can pull the plug at any time, it's not really Kyle Beats that did it. It's the developer that had an error and didn't want to correct it. So I can't blame Kyle Beats. It sucks to be the face because there's no way we can really remedy the situation except send you a refund. So if Kyle sent his refunds, then that's cool. J Cactus said, yeah, 909s in drill are essentially 808s. Wow, but they have less bass and more mids. Crazy patterns with reverb. Oh, okay, you're going to put us on to something new? That's something I'm struggling with now, finding the right developer. I can plug you up, J Cactus, because there was a guy in our mastermind. I'll plug you up with him. So I'm going to write that down. Also, J Cactus, I want to form a new mastermind group because my last mastermind group, I'm not sure if you were in it, but I know ProdbyJack was in it. And yeah, you were in it, I think. And people were just doing bad business behind the scenes. And I just was like, my name was attached to it and I had to close the whole thing down. We had like 200 top people in there, like movers and shakers of the world. People doing $100 million film studio projects. Some people doing, multi-million-dollar creative agency work, with the guy who made Squid Games, one of the lead actors. We had him in there. One of his agents, in there. We had a dude who owns 150,000 square foot facility. We had those types of people in that mastermind group. So I want to make a new one. So J Cactus, you're definitely invited. I just got to open it up. Chat GPT spits out plugin scripts that work sometimes. But the problem is if there's an error, how do you fix the error? So I don't blame Kyle Beats for his plugin called his new plugin. I completely understand. It's not his fault, ultimately. You really have to look at the developers. So, it probably hurt. Kyle Beats was probably hype about the product and it just didn't work. So that's, it's not really on him.
As soon as you figure out sort of what you're trying to achieve, you can grind beats every day and you can have a job. Off rip, you're already what you're doing every day.
Appreciate the hookup. Thank you. And yeah, I was part of the mastermind. I wonder where it went. Yeah, I just had people were doing stupid stuff behind the scenes.
You know what you want to do with it. It really comes down to like picking the exact goal you need.
I might do like an Instagram chat for everybody.
Like, okay, I want to have songs drop with the artist. You could be like, okay, I only have this amount of free time outside of my job. Okay, I'll book the studio for this.
All right, so basically, again, when you look at the time that you have as money, so the person in this question said, hey, I work a 9 to 5. How do I put all my focus in the music? Think about time like money. If I put $1 in, aka an hour, if I put an hour of my time in the machine, how many dollars do I get back? And I don't mean money for money. I mean, am I multiplying my time? If not, then I'm working backwards. Okay, so if you plug in your music dollars and you get -3, you need to have what's called an offset. You need to have something that compensates for the -3. So if you put in 1 hour of time to your job, you get +$3, so to speak. Then that +3 can go to your -3 beat making and it balances out. But if you have an imbalance where you're spending more time and you're not getting the results, then you're going in a deficit. And that's where you need to correct yourself.
This time, find an artist to get in the studio that time, or when I'm outside of my job.
Tell GPT the error, and sometimes that helps.
It's really about how you balance that time.
It seems like it's a lot of guessing with Chat GPT.
I would count your time. Everyone doing it. You have to really stand out.
All right, so here's the next question from Nick Mira.
162 used to be my favorite BPM. It probably still is. 162. How do you grow as a producer now with everyone doing it? You have to really stand.
How do you grow as a producer without everybody? What do you say?
Favorite BPM. It probably still is. 162. How do you grow as a producer now with everyone doing it?
With everyone doing it. How do you grow as a producer with everyone doing it? I'll say it this way. How did I say this before? I had such a good analogy. Absence of evidence does not mean, wait, no, I said that backwards. Absence of evidence does not mean evidence of absence. In other words, just because that person's specific results are that they don't get reach and their social media doesn't work does not mean that that applies to everybody. Okay, so it's not that the market is full, is that everybody's trying to go through the same door. So think of like a toll road. A toll road is completely paid. You have to go through and pay these tolls, but there's a free road just 5 miles down the way. If you knew the directions and you knew the map and you knew how to get around, you would know that there's a free road only 5 miles away. But most people, they want the easy route or the obvious route and they take the toll road. So you're going to get taxed going through the toll road, and there's a lot of traffic and et cetera, going through the toll road because that's all people know. So what I'm trying to say is, okay, so if everybody's using one specific method, use something else. If everybody's using red in their thumbnails, use the opposite. What's the opposite of red? Cyan. If everybody's using yellow, what's the opposite of yellow? Use blue. I'm just saying thumbnails, for example. You need to polarize yourself against the masses. Whatever everybody else is doing, do the complete opposite. If you don't know what the complete opposite is, then you need to figure out the craft of what you're looking at.
You have to really stand out. The way you stand out is by picking something very particular and
so he said the same thing. You have to stand out. Now, how do you stand out? In order to literally stand out, it means the crowd is over here. I'm in a crowd. I have to stand away from the crowd. That means I'm not of the crowd. So if you're doing the activities and behaviors of the crowd, you're always going to blend in.
You're better and better at it. If you want to take away, that's really what's. Yes, I would suggest it. The main thing is you got to know when to avoid burnout.
Some of the
Honestly, the way.
All right, so I'm just kind of jumping around to Nick Mira's video. It's a long video. Basically, he's addressing burnout. I've had this one time in my entire life. I listened to Grant Cardone's 10X rule. It changed my entire life. Earned my first 7 figures doing it, but I burned out to okay, so let's say I did 6 months of grinding hardcore every day, just to the max. The problem is after that 6 months, you'll have a burnout of at least 6 months. Remember, everything is in balance. And that burnout cost me a year. So I grinded for 6 months, but my burnout lasted almost a year. So I actually went backwards because I worked too hard. So that's the tricky part about burnout. Basically, it's like just throttling your gas constantly without ever putting your brakes on for lights. Of course, you're just going to destroy anything in your way because you're not handling your car properly.
It's very ironic. You just have to keep cooking.
It's like a manual car that you don't shift the gear and you're just pressing the gas.
Up every single day, like,
and you never shift the gear.
The second you stop for a day, then you burn out. Like, if you keep pushing, you start to like forget or try making something.
You guys got to make money though. I don't care where you're at. You need to focus on making money and not anything else but money. And once you have your money, then you could chill like a Nick Mira. Then you can relax a little bit. For people who don't have money, you don't have time to relax.
Do the same thing you've been doing.
You're already in a deficit of time.
Hey, but switch up the font. You're at anything today. As soon as you miss a day or like fail or mess up,
I'm gonna skip because this is a little long.
Through and persevering, like it sounds very.
Shout out to Nick Mira though, he's giving gems in that video. Stop waiting for motivation to come to you, create it yourself. Let's move to the next video by In The Mix. It says the best free plugins you can get in 2023. So In The Mix is back. He's almost at 1 million subscribers. That's crazy. I remember talking to him over, I think it was IG, Instagram. He told me he lives on like a farm in like Scotland somewhere. He could care less about the internet. He just does it because he's just does it. I'm like, hey, to each his own.
Welcome back to the channel today. And
all right, so these are the best free synths you can get in 2023.
Let's take a look at Surge first.
According to
the interface is a little.
All right, this is Surge, and it has good sound, but I would say that it's very complicated for even a sound designer to use this plugin. It's extremely complicated. It's free, but it's complicated.
This is why I also recommend Vital, which is my.
I've also seen him recommend Vital. This is to me do you guys use Vital? I'm gonna ask the YouTube chat real quick. Do you use Vital? I think it's super overrated. The reason why, and I'm not hating on Vital, I'm just saying that it's very like, how do I explain this? You want to use it like Serum, but it doesn't act like Serum. Like when you click around and like the workflow doesn't work like Serum. So it's super kind of, you know, when you always compare it to Serum, you're always having that like perfect workflow in mind, but it's just not that. So 70% of you guys said you don't use Vital.
Personal favorite. You've probably seen this synthesizer before. Really lush sort of.
So I'm just not a fan. I mean, I know it's free and some people they need free stuff, but I'm not really a fan of Vital.
Similar patch. You can see Surge is sitting on about 6% and Vital was about.
All right, so those are the synths. Let's see what instruments.
Probably already know about this, but it's worth mentioning.
Spitfire Labs. I use Vital when my money is gone.
With new lines and sounds. So you download.
How does that make sense? You don't have any other plugins? Oh my goodness. Bryce says Vital has dope banks. Okay, I've never downloaded a bank. Maybe that's
this plugin. It does require creating a user account to install it. And once you have this one plugin, just scroll through all of these and you know what.
All right, so apparently Labs has more instruments. I don't use Labs. I forget why. I think it took up too much space. Okay, so he says the free EQ list.
And
this one is good.
And TDR Nova, which is technically a dynamic EQ.
The one he's
starting with Coral, this is a brilliant EQ.
Yeah, this one adds a little knock to your bass. I like this one. The Coral Baxter. I was surprised it was free from Acoustica Audio. But the only problem with Acoustica plugins is they take up so much space. Like an EQ could be 2 gigs. I'm like, an EQ is 2 gigs? How is this possible? What is the EQ even using to be 2 gigs? So for that reason, I can't really recommend them, and their installation process is very convoluted and janky. And for a company that I know makes money, they need to get that together because that process is not good at all. You have to manually uninstall plugins. It gets very messy. Or maybe they have an uninstall feature. Actually, I stand corrected. I think they have an uninstall feature. I stand corrected. But regardless, it's just huge files for like an EQ. And then when you load them up in your DAW, it just starts glitching. I'm like, how does anybody use this stuff? But yeah, this one's good though. Coral 2 Baxter.
For painting tones.
Super dope for low end.
Tones and enhancing tracks. I particularly like using it on masters and buses or groups.
So apparently he masters with that.
EQ I'd recommend is.
Oh, this is a company that slept on. I'm glad he brought this up. The Nova. TDR Nova is a slept on company for free stuff. So look this up. I vouch for this. TDR Nova, hold up. TDR Nova EQ. I forget what it's called. It is called, so if you're in FL Studio and you don't have a dynamic EQ, look up TDR Nova. This is basically, I wish they would partner up with FL because this is what FL doesn't have, is a dynamic EQ. So yes.
Is TDR Nova. It's technically a dynamic EQ, which means you can set it as a static EQ.
Acoustic Audio is fired. It's an Italian company. The plugins are very top notch. I've seen a lot of top notch engineers use Acustica, but I don't know how they run those plugins.
Dynamic EQ is an incredible...
and the plugins are super hard to know what the heck is going on. I'm like, what is this plugin and what is it doing? It's just, they name things weird.
Incredibly powerful process. It saved me on more than one occasion. I've got a video linked just here.
FabFilter, but free, true. Okay, let's move to his compressors version.
Site, download.
So I guess his name is In the Mix, so he talks about mixing a lot.
Stock compressor in your DAW. Many users of FL Studio.
Again, this is from the same company, I think. Wait, let me see. Looks like the same company.
Input signal. Dynamic EQ is an incredible no email stock compressor.
Maybe I'm wrong, but regardless,
DAW.
This is a free plugin.
Many users of FL Studio will know this. Great DAW, but there's just not a good stock compressor.
Exactly. So, oh, it is the same company. TDR Kotelnikov. What?
TDR Kotelnikov has all the basic features you'd expect, but then a bunch of advanced features. So that really helped me go for.
I didn't realize. I watch YouTube in 2x speed all the time. So when I watch in 1x, it feels so slow. Like crazy slow.
I just want a bit of level control and not trying to add any extra tone or texture.
This next plugin I used.
You don't have any analog style compressors. I recommend checking out these
the Michael Jackson mix. So for example, this plugin on the left, DC1A3, I used in the Michael Jackson. I mixed Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. For those who don't know, if you go to premium, I'm going to end the free trial today. So if you go to premium.busyworksbeats.com, I'll link it real quick. Hold on. There's a mixing fundamentals course. If you guys want to grab it real quick before I turn it off, probably best you do it right now. But in here, I actually show you how to mix Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. So if you click, am I logged in? Resume. Let me show you guys real quick. So on my parallel bus, on my parallel chain, I have a DC1A3. Actually, no, that's from a different video. That's from our vocal video. Let me just show you. Hello and welcome to Busy. Oh, let me show you the drums. I keep clicking on the wrong video. So I literally show you how to mix Michael Jackson's Billie Jean for free. And I'm showing you in Pro Tools too. Great elements. And I started in the mix. It just fits perfectly because we don't need all. Let me just skip to the end to let y'all know what it sounds like. So let's hear all. Let's add our mastering. Let me add the mastering. I got to talk through it though. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around. And I made it louder. Breaking young girls' hearts. I could pull back on the vocals a little bit. After I listen to it, the vocals are a little loud. After my ear fatigue wore off. Always told me. So the vocals can be turned down just a little bit. But I literally show you how to mix the drums, the vocals, and what else? The bass, I think. And the bass for that track. So what I'm saying is this is a great plugin. The DC1A3 is great for parallel compression.
I find these
the M-Juice Jr.
are quite interesting to play with, and they add a little bit more tone and texture as you're compressing. Again, completely free, no email list or anything like that you have to sign up to. If you already have a bunch of analog compressor models, paid or free, these might not add that much more to your toolkit, but if you haven't, you're number 6, but it's no longer supported, so it's quite possible that it doesn't even work on your operating system. And I find, of the free limiters that
I didn't see what that one was.
But if you had to get one, it would be Valhalla Supermassive. It's a plugin that just shouldn't be free. They released it in 2020 and just didn't want to charge for it. So it's on their website. You can just download and run. Again, no sign up, no email or anything like that.
All right, so Valhalla has good reverbs.
You can hear that.
Okay, he's a dog. All right, we're going to end that video. Let's move to Navie D. So who here watches Navie D? The decline of hip hop. This is probably more of a reaction video because he's probably talking about something. Tutorials, is kind of hard to react to tutorials because there's nothing really to react to. Okay. So next time when I go live, I'll make sure I don't really pick tutorials like that. The decline of hip hop, how producers are the problem. Okay. So his claim is that producers are the problem for the decline of hip hop. I don't think that's true. Because a lot of people on Twitter are saying that the producers dictate the sound. No, it's like the artists have the money. The customers dictate the sound. If everybody at McDonald's says, I want a Big Mac, McDonald's is going to make more Big Macs. If everybody at McDonald's said, hey, I want more salads, McDonald's is going to make more salads. So ultimately, I think the argument, I'm not talking about Navie D specifically, I've seen this on Twitter too. The argument that producers can change the sound is completely false. especially since a lot of producers don't have artists under them. The only way to truly change a sound is if you're working with like an up and coming artist and you have creative control. But you guys got to remember, if you're called to a studio session and like you guys, I've seen the placement opportunities come through. If Cardi B's looking for a beat, it'll be like, hey, we're building something in the style of Isley Brothers. We need something that sounds like Isley Brothers sample and X, Y, and Z. You're building whatever she asked for. You're not going, hey, Cardi B, you should actually do drill beats because it's better for you. It's not what she's looking for. So I really can't see how producers are really running anything as far as the sound because they don't dictate what the artists are looking for to begin with.
Of hip hop, let me ask you a question. Are you bored? Does it feel like you've been hearing the same song over and over again for years now? Like nothing in hip hop has changed. If you feel like this, you're not crazy. In the last 5 to 10 years, hip hop has become more and more stagnant, and there's less innovation than ever. But why? What is happening? Many people blame the music industry. Hip hop has become the #1 genre.
Is hip hop dominance slipping? No. Don't think the charts are controlling the world of hip hop. Let's see what's on the Billboard Top 100. You guys got to realize hip hop is way deeper than music. Hip hop is movies, culture, fashion, TV shows. It's a lot of stuff. It's more than just a sound. So let's go to the Billboard 100. Like how many people are trying to be like Miley Cyrus on a mass culture level? How many people are trying to be like SZA? A lot. Metro Boomin, a lot. Taylor Swift, a lot. Sam Smith, a lot. Well, in the form of creatives, a lot. Let's see. So David Guetta, a lot of these sound like DJs. And it's not about where hip hop ranks. It's about how did hip hop, put it this way. If hip hop wasn't influential, how did it even begin to get on the billboards? Like before hip hop was on the billboards, how did it influence the world to even want to become on the billboards, if that makes sense? It's because it starts at the ground level and then it works to this false thing called a billboard chart. Producers weren't the problem. Oh, yeah. So I'm using the charts as just a way to make my point is that you can't use charts to say is hip hop dominating. It's dominating on a core ground level, way deeper than any chart can measure.
In the world, and some say it's become too commercial. Others blame streaming platforms, that music has become more for algorithms than people. But there's a one fact.
I don't know what people stream, but I will say streaming has definitely opened up the floodgates to, how do I put this? Virtual experiences with artists as opposed to physical.
Talk about, and it's the producers. Somewhere between 5 and 10 years ago, something changed about music producers that no one noticed and no one ever talks about. And so today's video, I want to talk about this. I think producers are causing one of hip hop's biggest problems and no one even knows it. Here's how.
All right, let's see his points. But again, my stance is that if you're talking about placements and like major artists, producers have no control for the most part over their sound. I literally have a document that says, hey, Coily Ray's looking for this type of beat. Hey, Cardi B's looking for this. Kid Leroy's looking for this type of beat. They're not, the producer's not just sending in whatever they want to send in if they want that opportunity.
To understand how hip hop has become stagnant, first we need to rewind and think about how we got here. In the early days of hip hop, it seemed like the sound of the genre would get reinvented every few years. Whether it was the stabby, aggressive production of early Dr. Dre, the jazzy, low-end production of Q-Tip, the rough, disorienting production of RZA, the pop influence of the Hitmen, the southern blues influence of Organized Noise.
I don't know a lot of these folks. Let me just skip.
The sound of hip hop would change, and it would often be because a newer producer came in and introduced a different sound or style. But in recent years, we really haven't had this type of innovation. For the most part, we've been stuck with trap-influenced beats for about 5 to 10 years now. And I want to say, I don't think there's anything wrong with trap beats. This isn't yet another video of an old man.
I think trap drums will never die until we come up with a better snare and a better 808.
The problem is that the system that we have today stops us from creating these great ideas. Let me explain how. In the world of producing, there are a few different systems. The most common system that you might know is the direct system of producing. This is how most producing used to look. You had one producer who made a bunch of beats, and they would play those beats for the artist directly.
Okay, so again, I'm breaking this down because he's making more talking points. So Navie D says how it used to work back in the day is a direct relationship between producer and artist. In other words, back in the day, an artist would hire a producer. Usually it was a big fee, and that producer would produce the entire album. My mentor, Ron D. Silvestro, does this currently. He's a rock producer. People come to him and they say, hey, can you produce our album? They don't go, hey, can you produce a song? They go, hey, can you produce our entire album? He's a mixing engineer, recording engineer, and producer, and a drummer. So he produces their entire album and gives them a sound. So back in the day, it used to be very different with hip hop because usually speaking, because the artist couldn't get beats due to sampling and due to all the ways where it was hard to even get beats, they had to work with one producer who was like the plug basically. And it was very hard to find good producers back then. So, because there were less of them. So you had a producer taking an artist doing complete projects most of the time because there were so few producers. And that led to a very specific type of sound for that specific artist. Now, you also have to go back even further. Before this, DJs, if you guys remember, how did DJs and artists relate? The DJ used to be the main stage. It used to be the main person. It used to be DJ so-and-so and Jazzy Jeff, or DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince presents Fresh Prince. The DJ used to bring on the artist. And, you know, think of the DJ as like the party starter and the host, and then the artist was like an act. Okay, so it used to be the other way around, which was the DJ first brings on the artist. Then some type of way, I think because of money and how commercialized music became, the budget was on the artist side, so they have more leverage. So now it's the artist going on tour with the DJ, whereas before it used to be a DJ bringing on the artist, and it flip-flopped. Now, so that was before the producer-artist relationship, and that's why you saw a lot of stuff like DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, for example. Then it moved into producers producing an entire artist. Then, because production got democratized, the artists had options. So they're like, why am I getting taxed $250,000 to work with this producer when I can work with 100 producers for 1/100th the price? And that's when we started to see these projects where artists take beats from everybody and just rap on the best ones. It's not really like a one producer focused album, which means we're not getting a true crafted sound around a specific vision. We're getting more of like random thoughts as opposed to like a book with a consistent theme. That's why albums change in their quality a little bit. Kyoko, what's up? Simon's here.
Think DJ Premier or Pete Rock making beats for a Nas album. You also had the group system. This is when you had a bunch of producers in a room together and they would make beats together for artists. Think organized noise.
Yeah, and the reason people did groups back then is because, again, if the market is only 3 producers in your city that you know, and there's thousands of artists, you have to go to those 3 producers to even get product. That's why they're called producers. They produce a product. Now, you know, when people started moving to Atlanta and other cities outside of New York and like the core cities like LA, they had to band together because they had to drive commerce. So you're going to partner up with like Organized Noise as a team, because that way they can attract everybody in to then build those projects out. Because now you have to fight against the noise of the city because there's more producers. So you have to group together to fight the masses, so to speak.
Is making beats for Outkast. And you had the director system. This is when you had one or many producers working under the umbrella of one main producer.
Let me think about this for a second. He's saying that, let me go back. Hold on.
Artists. Think Organized Noise making beats for Outkast. And you had the director system. This is when you had one or many producers working under the umbrella of one main producer.
I don't know if he's saying this in sequence, but I would say this was the majority of the case back when, remember he made the point that there was one producer, one artist? That producer was not doing everything. They sampled, or they had live musicians coming in. Think DJ Battlecat, think, DJ Premier, think Just Blaze. Those guys didn't do everything in those productions, but they were the go-to guys because they had those teams. Like, a lot of people don't know, a lot of the top mixing engineers in LA, they have teams of engineers. All they do is kind of like oversee the record. They don't really get hands-on with every single mix.
And that main producer selects which beats to use while maybe making some changes to the beats to fit a specific style. Think Timbaland in his later years with Justin Timberlake. Now, what is a system that we
Dr. Dre, good example.
have now? Today we have the E-Collab system, and this is where you're going to start to see the problem. Here's how the
E-Collab system. Navie is breaking this down. So funny.
System works. You have one producer who starts by creating a bunch of loops or the core ideas for beats. Then those loops get sent to another producer. That producer chooses which loops they want to use, and they might add another sound on top of that loop. Then those get sent to another producer who might add some drums, and then they get sent.
Wait, hold on. Let me run this back because this is very tertiary the way he's breaking it down.
Starts by creating a bunch of loops or the core ideas for beats. Then those loops get sent to another producer. That producer chooses which loops they want to use, and they might add another sound on top of that loop. Then those get
so basically 2 loop makers
sent to another producer who might add some drums, and then they get sent to yet another producer, and so on and so on. We have this system where producers work on beats one after another, and many of these producers don't even know or talk to each other while they.
But you have to remember, this is because there's more and more competition. So I'm not fighting his points. I'm just saying that these systems exist because there's more and more competition. The more and more competition means you need to team up with more and more people to get a final result. You know, it's kind of like a zombie game. If you're fighting 1,000 zombies, you need a team of 10 to shoot all the zombies. If you're fighting 100 zombies, you only need you and like a partner. If you're fighting 10 zombies, you could take the 10 zombies. But the more zombies that increase, you're going to need a bigger and bigger team to really handle that many zombies. And that's what's happened over time with producers reacting.
This is where you're going to start to see the problem. Here's how the E collapse producer gets some drums, and then they get sent to yet another producer, and so on and so on. We have this system where producers work on beats one after another, and many of these producers don't even know or talk to each other while they work on these beats. So by the time a beat reaches the artist, it's gone through 5 or 6 different producers. This is a system that has...
All right, so you got to remember, his ultimate point is that the decline of hip hop and how producers are the problem. But he's using points to say that producers have so much hand in the product. But you guys have to remember that it's still based on supply and demand. Just because the supply requires 5 producers does not mean the demand changes. So if Pharrell, for example, said, hey, I need a Anderson .Paak type beat, I don't care if it takes 1 producer or 20, he still wants the Anderson .Paak type beat. So I don't see how producers can dictate that, it's customer demand.
Never existed before, and it's also what I think is causing this huge problem. Take a look at this example. Here's the tracklist for Illmatic, which is considered one, if not the best hip-hop album of all time. Most songs just have 1 producer. And here is the tracklist for Jack Harlow's...
Now notice he said most, because this is when money started coming into play and budgets. So even though Nas was, let me see, how much, is there a way to find that out? Nas album budget for Illmatic. I don't know if this is public information. This might not even be public information, but he had a budget. Okay, so let me see. Is that info? This might not be public info. Darn. Nas launching his own. Okay, no, that's not what I want. Darn, I want to know how much money Nas had to put in Illmatic. That would be so interesting. Because depending on how much money he had going in, it's all about money. So if he can only afford 1 producer who may do it for free or do 5 songs at a discount, of course he's going to have DJ Premier beats because he did it at a discount. The only, if he had a gazillion infinite dollars, he would choose anybody he wanted. But because the budget is limited, he could only choose a couple. So as soon as money came into play and when hip hop started really making money, that's when you see all these producers coming into play, because now the artists have a choice. They don't have to go with just who they can afford. So I don't know how much Illmatic raised for that album. I don't feel like reading through this entire thing, but that's the general concept though.
Which is considered one, if not the best hip hop album of all time. Most songs just have 1 producer. And here is a tracklist for Jack Harlow.
Oh, I see what he's saying. I misread what he was saying. He's saying that each song, my bad. I see what he's saying. He's saying his point here, my bad, Navie, I read you wrong. I thought he meant the album. He said each song, has 1 producer. In other words, a producer had their hand on the entire style of the track. But you guys got to remember that it's not 1 producer. It's a producer who sampled an entire band. So it's a producer who sampled a band with a drummer, a guitarist, a singer, or whatever. So it's like 5 people involved with the record. And sometimes, I don't know these producers' strategy specifically, but sometimes these people have people under them that we just don't know, and they were ghostwriting for them or ghost producing for them. Now, I don't know about these guys specifically. But just because it says 1 name does not mean that there was only 1 name involved. That's why people fight for that producer credit so much, because they want to be the name here.
Of all time. Most songs just have 1 producer. And here is a tracklist for Jack Harlow's latest album, which is considered...
But this is because people aren't fighting for that producer credit. So now you're seeing how many people are actually involved with the record. So again, my argument back to this is that, yes, it says 1 producer, but it took a whole band to make that sound.
And here is a tracklist for Jack Harlow's latest album, which is considered one of the blandest hip-hop albums in recent years. Take a look at that track listing.
Yeah, and again, it's because modern day people are more transparent with the music business, because there's less crap going on in the music business to where people are being shady and not really doing people right. Now people are getting exposed and put on the internet. So now they're doing good business, better business, I'll say, not good business, but better business. And that's why you see a lot more names here. And again, when you have more competition, you need more people to fight against the competition. If there's 1 million zombies, you need about 1,000 teammates. If there's 100,000 zombies, you could take them with 100 teammates. If there's 10,000, you could take them with 10 teammates. Okay, so that's why you're seeing more and more names here. It's because competition is so high.
How to list this long, World War II would have never happened. Now you might be wondering, so what? What exactly is so bad about this E-collab system? Well, think about it like this. I want you to keep this quote in mind when you think about this system. It's from Rick Rubin, who's widely considered one of the greatest producers of all time. He said, innovative work is likely to alienate as many people as it attracts. And I absolutely...
Innovative work is likely to, oh, I see what he means. Okay.
I believe this to be true. Whenever there's an innovative new idea, some people understand it and some people just don't. There will always be a group of people who just don't like or want this innovation. So if we take this quote literally and just say that 50% of people like innovative ideas while another 50% don't.
There's something called early adopter curve. I forget what it's called. The adopter curve. So that's like partially true. I don't want the Rick Rubin quote to be taken as just on or off. Like people either rock with you or they don't. In tech, this is so obvious in tech. There's something called the adoption curve. And I want to show you this because I want to teach you guys something. In tech, you have different stages of evolution, basically. So in the beginning, you have the people who are way above the curve. These are the people who knew about plugins before you even knew about plugins. They knew the names, who developed them, everything. So these are the guys who are like super hardcore. But the problem is these guys are so early that nobody understands the importance of AI in music yet. So they're making AI stuff and nobody really understands how AI is important to music. So that would be, you know, an early innovator. Okay, now you can be too early. Okay, just because you're early on something doesn't mean it's a good thing. You could be way too early on stuff because you're putting all this effort out and it's not being received by the audience yet because there is no audience. Then you have what's called the visionaries. These are the people who look at the founders and they go, okay, wow, well, there's something here, but you know, we're growing in number. Then you have the pragmatists, pardon me. And this is called the early majority. So this is when you start to see it trend up. Like when people started to learn about crypto and Ethereum, Bitcoin, and they started to like understand the names. That's when the masses got involved and it really skyrocketed all the prices. Then by that time, once the masses got kind of like, once the speculation went out the window, the conservatives or the people who were skeptical to put their money in because they just thought that it was a trend, they come in a little bit after to catch the wave going down. And then all the people who lose money are the skeptics who took forever to get on the Bitcoin. Now they're losing money hand over fist because the market's going back down. So this curve applies to everything in business. And my point is, he was talking about innovation, Rick Rubin.
Like innovative ideas.
Hold on, let me go back.
Be a group of people that some innovative new as many people.
He says, Rick Rubin says innovative work is likely to alienate as many people as it attracts. So if you're way too early, that's a bad thing. Okay, because the people who come after you can capitalize way greater than you can. So it's not that you're alienating, I would say. It's that you're just way too early.
And I absolutely believe this to be true. Whenever there's an innovative new idea, some people understand it and some people just don't. There will always.
And Navie, if you're watching this, I'm just trying to find counterpoints. This is not like me coming at you any type of way. All right.
Be a group of people who just don't like or want this innovation. So if we take this quote literally and just say that 50% of people like innovative ideas while another 50% don't, just for the sake of this example, in the direct system of producing, there's a 100% chance the artist gets to at least hear the innovative idea and a 50% chance that the artist actually likes and uses it. It's not bad. But let's think about how this works in the E-collab system with 5 different producers. Here, let's say producer.
But again, he's leaving out the biggest thing, which is the producer is not controlling this situation. It's not like it's not like artists need the producer so much to where they're like, whatever you come up with, I'm cool with. You know, in his scenario, I think what's missing is that it's the other way around. The artist goes to the producer and says, give me this style. And the producer gives them that style. So it's, even though he's making good points as far as the probability and all this, it's still missing that fundamental source of demand.
Uses it. It's not bad. But let's think about how this works in the E-collab system with 5 different producers. Here, let's say producer number 1 creates this idea that could very well shift the landscape of hip hop like all the producers back.
But technically the video is called The Decline of Hip Hop. So maybe he doesn't mean culture or sound. Maybe he just means, let's see what he means.
They used to. What are the chances that it makes through all 5 other producers successfully? All it takes is for one producer in the system, just a single producer to not get the idea, to not understand it, to feel alienated. And once that happens, that innovative idea that could have changed hip hop just dies. Looking at the math here, there's only
Okay, so his point that he's trying to make is that because there's so many hands in the entree, it's kind of like whisper down the lane. Like if I tell you, yo, Nexus is the best VST. Okay, and then you whisper to the next person down the line, Omnisphere is the best VST. And it's over time, it gets back to you, and it's like, Purity is the best VST. You're like, I said Nexus, how did Purity? And it's because of distortion, communication distortions between humans. And so I see what he's saying here is that, but let me just see what point he's trying to make.
Only a 6% chance for this idea to even reach the artist and a 3% chance that it even gets used. And this is why.
But how does that determine what the artist uses though? because if the artist is picking the beats, he would just skip on the beat that's not good. So the artist dictates the sound. It doesn't matter how many hands it goes through. If they don't like the end product, they don't like the end product. They're not forced to use it. I think that's the ultimate flaw in this argument.
I think hip hop music is becoming more and more bland. In the e-collab system, think about what kinds of beats do successfully make their way to the artist. It's going to be the most inoffensive, people-pleasing, accessible ideas. Innovative ideas just don't work in this system. And that's the problem as I see it.
It's not that they don't work. It's that if you have a proven model, like if Chick-fil-A says, hey, the Chick-fil-A sandwich works. Popeyes isn't going, hey, you want a fried boiled octopus sandwich? They go, no, the Chick-fil-A sandwich works. We're going to make a competitive Chick-fil-A sandwich called the Popeyes chicken sandwich. McDonald's is going to come up with a fried chicken sandwich called whatever sandwich. Wendy's is going to try and get in the game because people want chicken sandwiches. The demand of the people is chicken sandwiches. So the job of the labels and the music artists is to deliver what the people want. So if the people want the same thing over and over and over again, you can't get mad at the artist. They're just delivering what the people are expecting. The same way you can't get mad at a producer because the artist tells you what they want and you just make what they tell you. So it's the same thing. It starts with the demand. You can convince the masses, but to shift demand requires a lot of stuff. Way deeper than anything else.
While the e-collab system might be great for newer producers to get their first placements, to get their foot in the door, it's also holding them back from making an impact with their beats and actually innovating. Again, I think there are plenty of producers out there that have brilliant ideas who have the potential to shift the landscape of music. But for that to happen, this system needs to be abandoned. I think producers need to take a stand.
No, this is where I disagree. He said the fact that we collab with 10 producers is the reason why beats don't change. I said this like 8 times, but that's not even the issue. The issue is the demand of the audience. It has nothing to do with how many chefs are in the kitchen. If I want cheesecake, I want cheesecake. I don't want a fancy filet mignon burger. It's not what I asked for. I asked for a cheesecake. I don't care if there's 30 chefs in there, 1 chef, 2 chefs. I asked for cheesecake because I want cheesecake. So shifting the way something's made does not change demand. That is a bad argument.
And eventually start moving away from the system, to eventually start putting out their own projects themselves, or maybe even working with artists more directly again. And I think this could happen.
I think that's a solution though, to work with more artists directly. But again, the producers have to have that control over the product. If they don't have that leverage, it's still going to be the same exact thing.
Starting to see examples of what can happen when artists go the complete opposite route of the e-collab system, where they don't involve anyone else in the music at all. An artist who really represents...
I don't know. I can't say... It's making a bad argument. His whole channel is based on sampling, and then he says there should be one producer. Okay, if you're sampling, that means you're sampling other people. So that's just, I don't know. His argument isn't really strong because of that. But shout out to Navie. It was a cool video. Okay, Ed Talenti.
The most viral music production hack.
I tested viral TikTok producer hacks. SpongeBob would be horrified. Calamari fillet coming soon. Calamari fillet. Reacting to videos is draining. This is not as fun as I thought it would be. Okay, Ed Talenti, I tested viral TikTok producer hacks
on TikTok, and today we're gonna test them to see if they actually work.
Music producers.
And one thing I love Ed Talenti's video editing. It's just impeccable.
Check his websout out. And you go and select basically anywhere you want in the world. You go select a time period.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So there's an app that apparently you can go around the world and click on it and get you different music. I can't play music on here, so I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit.
Grab your nearest glass container or bottle.
All right, so grab a glass bottle and play it on your guitar. I mean, it's kind of cool, but I don't. Speaking of SpongeBob.
Glass container or bottle.
There's a SpongeBob type beat right here.
Well, I have never played slide, so let's try this out.
He did the SpongeBob thing. That's hilarious. Speaking of SpongeBob, you guys just manifested SpongeBob. That's crazy how you just did that in real time. All right, so that's cool for that type of sound. Rarely do we use that sound on hip hop.
Today's weird guitar lesson, I'm gonna show you how to make your guitar sound like a church bell.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, that's really cool. Let's try that. Okay, I got my shitty guitar. I don't know. I feel like this is gonna break the strings, so I didn't want to take any risks. Let's try it out. Okay, so pick between the 2 strings, flip it backwards, and it should. I think that's it. Nope, that wasn't it. Do I need to do a double twist? I feel like this is gonna snap and hit me in the face. Okay. Oh, wait. That kind of did it though. Let me do one more twist. Ooh, there it is. I don't know. I guess I'll approve it, but.
Okay, I mean, that's random. As far as the TikToker who made that, that's pretty random. I don't think that's, I mean, I know these are just TikToks. I'm not taking it too seriously.
It's not useful at all.
The guitar, you should try this out.
About to say it's not really useful.
The strings.
Okay.
Take a piece of paper and slip it underneath the strings near the bridge.
Now you've got yourself a fake guitar.
No, there's no way. Let's try it out. All right, piece of paper, guitar, let's do this.
What this does is it changes the way the pickups calculate vibration. If you have a piece of paper, that means the strings don't vibrate all the way in a sine wave fashion. You're getting more of a limited vibration, which turns it into more of a square wave.
This is way harder than he made it look. I don't know about this one. Let's try it. It just sounds like a guitar with a piece of paper in it. I don't know. Let's try to make something with it. Okay, that kind of sounds like a sitar. That's kind of... I accidentally turned my guitar into a synthesizer.
These are a lot of guitar ones. I didn't realize it was all guitar. It says I accidentally turned my guitar into a synthesizer.
Okay, we gotta check this out. Oh, okay. That kind of sounds like a synth. I think we can do better. Okay, so he started with a filter. Then he added a delay. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's see if we can make a little beat with this sound. Ooh, a little.
It sounds like a guitar pedal. Okay, let's see what's next.
This is a super cool way to record background vocals. So here's how it works. When you go to record your background
First of all, TikTok people put so much production into their editing.
vocals, record a layer, and then take a step back, and then record another layer, and then keep going and repeating until you have as many takes as you want.
Okay, I got my microphone. Let's test this out.
That's an interesting technique to just back up from the mic, because when you back up from the mic, you're introducing space, which is reverb. And when you go further away, it lowers the volume. So it sounds like, you know, you're further away. This is going to be interesting.
Okay, one step back. Okay, let's go even further.
There's a lot of like choir videos going around on TikTok too.
Okay, one last one. As far as I can. I think we got it. Okay, that's...
So outside of, he harmonized notes too, but I think the reason that worked is because everything's leveled automatically.
Sounds crazy. Let me pitch it down a little bit. Okay, so we have our little intro right here.
Cool trick.
Okay, so what he's doing here is basically emulating a talk box. I don't know if you've ever seen that little metal box with the tube that comes out of it. This guy's making you do that through your phone. Let's see if it works.
So if you guys don't know how the talk box actually works, how it works is you have a tube you put in your mouth. The air goes, it's an air tube. And let me think how it works. So you have the synth output that goes into the tube of air. The air carries the sound, it goes into your mouth, and you hear like, it's like real air in the tube. And then your throat, when you make shapes with your throat, you can hear the way it changes the sound. So as you're playing notes, it shifts the way the sound goes into your mouth, goes to your vocal cords, then back out of your mouth, and it changes the format sound with your that's how a talk box works. So the only thing that would need to happen to kind of mimic that is sound needs to go into the mouth and then back out. And it usually is a sawtooth that people use for talk boxes.
Okay, it works. Now we gotta see if we can do something musical with this.
So he's using his mouth as like a filter, but the only thing is the sound is not being forced down into his vocal cords where he can start to make words out of it. So that's the only thing that's not working in this case. It's because the sound is just going into his mouth cavity, but not his throat. So that's why he's doing like wow, wow, instead of like words.
Beautiful.
So that doesn't really work unless you have enough force going down your throat. Pause.
I hate it.
The original music production hack is about a 10 millisecond nudge. Maybe you've got a vocal line that just feels like it's lacking some attitude and confidence. Maybe it's a bass line that won't quite lock in.
This guy reminds me of 40 Noah Should Be for some reason.
Drum groove. Pocket that thing by bumping it back about 10 milliseconds. You can come back and thank me later.
That is just a good tip. Okay, so I have a beat right here and it's all lined up perfectly on the grid. Now we're gonna test the 10 milliseconds theory. So we're gonna...
Wait, what?
A 10 millisecond nudge.
Hold on, let's run this back because I didn't see the beginning.
The original music production hack is about a 10 millisecond nudge. Maybe you've got a vocal line that just feels like it's lacking some attitude and confidence. Maybe it's a bass line that won't quite lock in with the drum groove. Pocket.
All right, so what he's getting at is if you study music, we talked about delay in one of our mixing videos. And you can, okay, the echo delay that you guys are used to, that starts at 20 milliseconds. So you can only really determine delay, like delay at 20 milliseconds. Anything before 20 milliseconds sounds like phasing. You can tell there's a time delay, but it doesn't sound like an echo, like. So anything before 20 milliseconds is that pocket that you can mess with.
That thing by bumping it back about 10 milliseconds. You can come back and thank me later.
That is just a good tip. Okay, so I have a beat right here and it's all lined up perfectly on the grid. Now we're gonna test the 10 milliseconds theory. So we're gonna duplicate our beat. We're gonna take each of our elements and we're gonna delay them by 10 milliseconds forward or backwards. So for the melody, let's do +10. Our snare, we're also gonna do +10. For the kick,
I don't need to hear the result because we already know what that's gonna do.
It has a completely different bounce.
Wait, I missed the whole.
The beat has a completely different bounce. It's a pretty subtle difference, but the beat has a completely different bounce. Okay, this video is stupid for a bunch of different reasons. The first one is that it's not a piano hack. It's literally just a simple melody. I don't get it. Well, what they are doing is playing a melody in the key of E harmonic minor.
All right, so I don't know the purpose of that hack, okay?
Piano trick. If you don't know how to play the piano, but you want people to think you know how to play the piano, just play the black keys and only the black keys. Or just learn how to actually play the piano, you lazy people.
That is true. Playing the black keys, it always just tends to work.
So the reason why this works is because all the black keys can really be boiled down to a pentatonic scale. When you're just playing the black keys, you're really only playing two scales. You're either playing E flat pentatonic minor, or you're playing the relative
a little bit. Must be
major, which is G flat pentatonic major. Once you've established you're in one.
If you want a piano hack, learn chord codes. I'll show you how to make a chord knowing nothing about music theory. Let me show you something real quick. Let's pull up a piano. Let's do FL keys. Here's a real piano hack. So if you really want a piano hack, I've shown a photographer how to do this, and he went to some high-end photo shoots or like events where he was a photographer and impressed a lot of rich people. So this works. All right, so I'm literally gonna close my eyes, pick a random note. Doesn't even matter where you are. So in this case, we're at C. Let's say we wanna make a minor ninth chord. There's a chord code for every single chord type. I'll pull it up real quick, chord code chart. So you can download this, just go to busyworksbeats.com/music theory. So the chord code that we want to use is, where's it at? Minor ninth. Where is it at on this chart though? Oh, at the top. Okay, so 0, 3, 7, 10, 14. That's the chord code I want to use. So wherever the bottom note is, this is considered the 0 point. Now all you got to do is just count up your keyboard to finish out the rest of the code. So count note by note, 1, 2, 3, add that in, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now you have a minor ninth chord. And you know nothing about piano or music theory. So as long as you can count, you can make chords. And this is a real piano hack. Rick Ross type beat. Riches forever. Damier sweater as long as it's better. Rosé sipping, I'm feeling like cheddar. Green around my wrist, did it forever. Forever rich, feeling like a bit of it. Pulling in, but moving in my culling it. All right, so here we go. So that's how you do that type of stuff. But yeah, go to busyworksbeats.com/ here's the link. Go to busyworksbeats.com/ music theory. That's how you get the chord code. To a beat battle. He already has enough attention. We gave him enough attention. He wasted it.
One of these two keys that literally.
Musician life hack for you. If you need your hands to play guitar, but you also want to play harmonica.
Harmonica? My mouth is not big enough for this hack. Okay, so that was more like a TikTok type video. Shout out to Ed Talenti and his editing. Okay, this is produced by Jack. 8 producers flip the same. I'm going to move a little bit quicker through these because I didn't realize other people's style of video is very different than mine. 8 producers flip the same sample.
Me and a few producers from the UK travelled around Europe and challenged some of the biggest and most talented beat makers out there by choosing a random sample, flipping it, and seeing which team can make the best beat possible in an hour or less.
LLB,
this is the Sample Challenge European Tour.
Produced by Jack.
In today's episode, we're in Brussels, Belgium, to meet up with one of the most
They've been traveling a lot.
Like,
this group of people, they always travel. I'm like, do y'all ever stay at home? They travel like everywhere together.
Belgian producers. Let's check out the samples that we're going to be using in today's challenge.
Let's see what you guys feeling. My first sample. Crazy.
This is what Navie D was talking about. Funny enough, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 producers in this room.
My first sample.
Maybe he was taking shots at these dudes. I don't know. I'm just playing.
Crazy.
Yeah, Tank could take the whole squad.
Oh yeah, Jay-Z.
Yeah, I'm making a new album. I might make a beat after this because reacting to videos isn't as fun as I thought it would be.
If I was blind. Like the first is hard. I think if we get the first one, we'll win. Hands in the air for the first sample.
So after a quick vote, the sample we decided to flip was the...
So they're picking a sample from apparently Tracklib. So if you don't know, they partnered up with Tracklib, which is dope.
Samples. And unlike traditional sampling,
so it's like a sample battle.
Quick and easy. Just head over to collections.
Johnny Lizard says, I'm taking your music theory course and others thanks to the Black Bundle. Oh, awesome. Shout out to you. Thank you for doing good business with me.
want to create. Once you found a sample you like, just download it, flip it, and create 5 beats. And if an artist wants to use your beats, you can easily and quickly clear a sample.
We're going to be doing a new music theory course soon. It's going to be way different. So get ready for that one.
So click the link in the description below and claim your free 30-day trial and 15 downloads.
I'm going to skip to the end because this seems like Mass Appeal's, what you call it? Mass Appeal's, what's it called? Sample roulette. All right, so it's kind of like a beat battle, but amongst them. Okay, interesting. To me, I would probably skip to the end to see the beats. All right, let's see J Cactus making a crazy 909 drill beat from scratch like Ghosty.
It's J Cactus, and in today's video, I want to make a crazy 909 drill beat from scratch. If you haven't heard of them, they usually
notice the green background to match the green cactus.
Like wild drill beats with busy drums and mad 808 patterns. So shout out to Ghosty for pioneering this because it sounds sick. There's really no rules for this one. It's just going to be a beat for geeky producers to nerd out to. So let's get straight into it. All right, so like I said, I want to make this one from scratch. Well, the melody doesn't need to be complicated. The busyness is going to come from the drums, so I'm just going to make something quite dark and sinister sounding. I've got the BPM set to 146. That's just going to keep it fast. I'm going to use Analog Lab, and I'm just going to find a pad. Ooh, like this one. It sounds dark. I'm in C sharp minor right now, so
all right, he says making a dark drum. I'm going to skip the melody part, and let's go to the drums part. Because I want to see where the 909 part comes in.
Add some drums. Okay, we'll get one like this, one like that too. Pattern will just start off simple as always, then we can start adding in the bounce with rolls.
I gotta play that in 0.25 speed to even see what just happened. Holy crap, what just happened?
Yeah, it makes it sound real dark.
He was like, just get this.
Okay, we'll get one like this, one like that too. Pattern will just start off simple as always, then we can start adding in the bounce with rolls.
I like the roll style though.
I think this one sounds a bit better.
Why is it 2 chats? Because the one on the right has everybody from Facebook to YouTube to Twitch all in one. The one on the left is just YouTubers. Gon says, I think that's a plus if everyone has the same mindset. We're trying to make the best product possible. You're a little bit late.
All right, so I'm going to add that at the end here, and then we'll take this first section, but we'll switch it up a bit.
All right, where's the 909? Am I missing something? When he says 909, I'm thinking Roland 909. Roland TR 909. I don't hear any 909s yet.
Snare sounding crazy. All right, let's get the second count snare in. For this one, we'll fill each 4 steps.
Wait, okay, he moves so fast.
Snare sounding crazy. All right, let's get the second count snare in. For this one.
Okay, so let's pause. I thought he had a 909. Oh, 909 tutorial.
We'll fill each 4 step maybe. We'll copy them.
I'm not hearing like where the difference is, so let me go.
Let's get the 808 in, and I'm gonna use a few different ones. I'm gonna use the rider one as the main 808, so just landing on the root note, and then I'll use another for the slides. So I'm gonna make a few different patterns. The first one won't be as busy.
Is anybody hearing the difference between a regular drill beat and this? I'm not hating on J Cactus. I'm just wondering if I missed the part where it's the 909. In my dumb American ears, I would call this drill. Well, it is drill, but you know.
One, I'm gonna add some flanger. We'll add some reverb as well, and then just copy this section in as well. This pattern sounded wild.
Maybe it's the way he processed the bass that's different. I'm lost on why this is 909. Let me skip ahead a little bit.
Definitely need. All right, so I'm gonna copy.
J Cactus needs to break this down for us live. I'm not understanding what is the 909 part. Maybe because I so heavily associate the 909 the 909 drum machine. Let me show you guys what a 909, to me, what a 909 sounds like. This is why I'm so confused. So he's gonna have to break that down for me at a different time, because I'm not grasping what the difference between that and the regular drill is. Let me show you what the 909 I'm talking about. By Roland, it's a drum kit. Let's go to Roland. Hold up. Where are we at? I moved all my drums, so give me a second to find all of them. Hold on. Vintage drum machines. Okay, so here's the Roland TR 909. Here's what I thought it would sound like. used for like house beats. A lot of EDM guys use this kit. Like here's the kick. So when he said 909, this is what I'm like expecting. Very like noisy type samples. So I didn't hear that in this beat. That's why I'm so confused. So Jay's gonna have to break that down for me.
Then I'm gonna save those 909s. I'll make this pattern unique.
Wait, what did he say? Hold on.
This across. Then I'm gonna save those 909s.
He says save those 909s. So he's calling the 808s 909s. What is going on? What the heck? How did they change up the 808s? He says the 808s are 909s.
Let's get the 808 in, and I'm gonna use a few different ones. I'm gonna use the rider one as
the freak. J Cactus done invented a number. 909s. Okay, so I think the main difference is the flanger that he used on the 808.
I'll add some reverb as well, and then just copy this section in as well.
Okay, so I guess they call it 909s. And 808 with flanger is a 909 apparently.
Add some perks in.
I'm not being facetious. I'm
gonna just start off like this.
Didn't understand what the difference was.
I think here I can start bringing this one in. Melody that doesn't have the vocals. I flipped to them much, you can't even hear them anyway, but there's a bit of a difference.
J Cactus.
So just introducing that 909, the delay effects.
That sounds like a Tank beat. Tank invented this style. What the freak, Tank? They're running with your style. What it sounds like to me, they call a 909 equals an 808 with attack on it and a flanger and some reverb equals a 909, according to what I just heard. But shout out to J Cactus. I just was very confused on what a 909 was. Let's see what the Discord, let's see what you guys gave me to react to. All right, so if you want to give me videos to react to, go to busyworksbeats.com/Discord. I'm going to react to the videos in this on the Hive chat. Some of these are funny, some just are random. So this is just some dude playing a game. All right. This one's from this dude.
Who's my good little kitten?
Uh-oh.
I am.
What? Discord developer. Let me turn this volume down. This is weird. What? What is the joke? I don't get it. Discord developer. Shout out to him. Why are you hating on him? You guys send dumb videos. I knew I would save these for last because these are so stupid. Good producer tag. Okay, you guys have very poor sense of humor, I see. That's funny. He just wakes up in a freezer with that. Oh, somebody added music behind it. Okay.
Where the fuck is my meat?
He took the meat out the freezer and sat in the freezer. Only if you grew up in a black home would you understand this. I never did that, but I'm saying the mom shouting at you type thing. All right, you guys have very poor sense of humor. What's up? Yeah, I get Tupac a lot. Michael B. Jordan. I'm cool. Those are two celebrities I'm cool with. Yeet with no auto-tune. You guys are not funny at all. This is terrible. Somebody said the 808's trying to say something to you, bro. That's kind of funny. I wonder if that's a real beat or not. That's actually funny. This better not be something.
What's your talent? Oh, I'm a ventriloquist. What's your talent?
I can pee really hard.
Oh my gosh, you guys have garbage humor. I'm gonna ban you. If you send a terrible video, you're getting banned live. Don't send whack videos. This is horrendous. Oh my gosh, you guys have garbage humor. I'm gonna turn off the video function. All the whack videos ruined it for all the good videos. Okay, oh gosh, Leotis, who wants this beat? Shout out to oh gosh, Leotis. Can I crank this up? I don't know why it sounds low on my side. Wait, let me see if there's a volume knob. I don't know. Let me turn my mic off and I'm gonna crank this up a little bit. It's just hard to hear. Hold on. We got a Facebook. Furman says I sound like a little bit of a hater. I'm not sure in response to what you're referring to. If you're talking about, gotta give me a little context. Okay, so I don't know why that beat was a little low. Maybe it's YouTube. Shout out to oh gosh, Leotis. Appreciate that. Share tank. I know you guys had these moments where you're just running up and down the keys and come up with random stuff. Police that type beat. Somebody said police that type beat. That's funny. Somebody said this is a hood tragedy. The comments made that funny. Oh my god. All right. This is the last video because you guys have, again, sense of humor is very bad.
Oh, yo, chat, should we make a beat? Hold on, wait, chat.
This is I Show Speed makes the most goofy ad beat. He's like randomly funny. Look at all these things on his desktop. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yo, chat, should we make a beat? Hold on, wait, chat. I'm about to try to make a beat. Hold on, wait, chat. I'm about to try to make a beat, y'all.
Let's count how many icons he has on his desktop. Okay, there's 10 per 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10 per column. So he has 2, 4, 6. Darn, I lost count that fast. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Oh my goodness, vidIQ got in the way. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25. He has 250 icons on his desktop. These must be games or something.
I'm about to try to make a beat. Hold on, wait, chat. I'm about to try to make a beat, y'all. I'm about to try to make a beat.
This kid is randomly funny. I saw a video where he put himself in a trash bag. I don't know why it was so funny. Oh, the 909 video. It was just in that one small section. Now, I was really confused. I just didn't know what he meant by 909. Mainly because my definition of 909 is just completely different.
Let's do drill. So what do you gotta do? Add this. Oh,
he said, let's do drill. It just adds a random squeak. Oh my god.
Oh!
He's been banned yesterday? Who? You talking about I Show Speed? I hope not. Hold up. I Show Speed. Why? I thought I was subscribed to him. I guess not. Maybe I unsubbed. I don't know what I did. I mean, he did like a FIFA commercial, didn't he? He did like a commercial for the whole soccer league, like a song.
Hey! Okay, hold on, wait.
He just adds in random squeaks.
Then add some 808.
Some 808s. Oh my god. This kid's funny.
Hey! Okay then, chat. I gotta add like a clap though. I need some claps on. Hold on, wait.
Notice he's not using the metronome at all. He's just throwing in sounds.
Turn for the beginning.
Oh my goodness.
Oh!
It's kind of hard though. The sample's kind of hard with the clap.
Track 7, track 8, track 9.
Track 7, track 8. What is he doing?
Oh! This beat already fire, chat. No, wait.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna skip ahead because sounds like the best worst type beat. It's funny because he has kind of a melody. Boing, 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 boing. Kind of a melody in there.
BPM, you know what I'm saying? Option settings, file, edit, and patterns all together, you know. I put a lot of work into this beat, you know what I'm saying? Pattern 1, you know what I'm saying?
Patterns.
It's 1 minute long.
There's no patterns. The funny part is he says patterns and there's 0 patterns in this entire thing.
You know, be honest and tell me if the beat is good or bad. Y'all ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
This is it's a goofy video. You guys have not good sense of humor. You kind of deflated me. I lost all my, let's see who's in this live stream on Discord. Let's spy on these folks. I was making a hard type beat. Go ahead, shifts.
Hey.
Little crash in there. So if you want to join this, come join our Discord. You can live stream in here too. Let's click on somebody else's screen. My guy said bass, yes.
Play like a 15-second little clip if you want to click one of those.
1,000 pounds of bass on that track. Sheesh. It's cool because everybody's making a different style. This guy's making like a house beat. Okay. This guy just started. Sounds like a baby in there.
It's like a long song too.
Back every time I hear your name, yeah. I'm talking about the memories, they killing me, yeah. Every day they drilling me in the vacant space.
They're drilling me, they're killing me. Let me get out of this freaking thing.
No, that's cool, bro.
But yeah, if you want to live stream, we have producer cookups right in our Discord. Completely free to live stream. And you heard there's all different styles in there. There's nothing else to react to. I ran out of stuff to react to. So for that reason, I'm going to end the stream. It was interesting, kind of boring. Maybe because the content I picked. But next time I'll do something where I could teach you guys stuff. I didn't realize a lot of the stuff was just entertainment stuff. Nothing much to react to. I'm about to live stream again and make some beats.